is Mornings.
Go further with the news with Ian Henschke.
891 ABC Adelaide.
Well, Spence, I know you've been to a few wine tastings, but what have you found up in the hills today?
Ian, I know we're celebrating the bee, and there are some people who are quite frightened of the bees. And in fact, I am. I'm a bit scared of bees, to be honest with you. But something unique is about to happen in the Adelaide Hills in the Totness area, which is basically between Littlehampton and Harndorf, realistically. Very new precinct of business. In fact, this is going to be a very bit of a gourmet spot through here. It'll be a unique opportunity to actually taste different honeys. Now, someone who's not a big honey consumer like me, that would actually be a pretty handy thing to know. Annette Ferris, you're looking after this. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Tell me about what you're doing and how this is all going to pan out.
Buzz Honey is moving into new facilities at Totness, and we're having Adelaide's first Hive Door. So people will be able to come and taste our different honeys and also see our live hive that we will have here, and also learn different facts about bees and all, hopefully stop being so scared of them as you are.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Where did the attraction come from? What's gravitated you toward honey production?
We actually bought into the business just over 3 years ago, and we, at that point in time, actually didn't know anything about beekeeping, so it's been a big learning curve. During the process, absolutely fallen in love with the little creatures. I think they're the most amazing creatures, and that's why we have this passion about showing people and teaching people about the value of bees. Most of the honey that you find on the supermarket shelves is blended and quite often has been heat treated. Our honey is 100% raw honey, and we cold press our honey, therefore we retain the maximum flavour and the health giving properties. And by doing the individual floral sources, there are distinct differences in the flavour that is purely as a result of what the bees have done in their collection, the floral sources that they've fed from, rather than anything added to the honey.
Does it take a trained palate to tell the difference between different honeys?
No, when we do tastings and we take people through our range, as in like a wine tasting, starting off with the milder, going through to the stronger flavours, the comments that you get from people is, wow, I didn't know honey could taste so different.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a variety in the sweetness?
Yes, as you start off mild, in strength of flavour, it's far more sweet. As you get through in a stronger, sort of more in-depth flavoured honey, it cuts through the sweetness. And in fact, the strongest in our range, which is Bushmallow, fantastic on a strong cheese. Drizzle a little bit over a strong cheese, it's got a bit of a bite, and the two just complement each other superbly.
Wow. Mm. You say it's single source honey, a particular type of pollen that the bees will have been rummaging amongst. How do you stop them going elsewhere? How do you know that they've only been in Orange Blossom or wherever it is?
We have our sites that we take them to each year, and we certainly, the bees, if they have a good source of pollen, they won't fly further than they have to. So as long as we place them in an area that's close to the floral source that we want them to collect, generally they'll stick to it. But certainly while we're going through the extraction process, we taste the frames of honey to ensure that what we are putting through that extractor is the floral source that we're looking for. And if it's not that single source, we'll put that frame to the side and just keep putting through the flavours that we produce.
Right, and so basically every batch has to be tasted to ensure that it does actually come from the desired pollen.
Yes, absolutely, and particularly when they're in the hills and they're on blue gum, they might decide that there's something on ground flora that they're looking at, and they might head towards that, and that will taint the taste of the blue, so therefore that won't go through in the blue gum batch.
Oh. Mm. They are amazing creatures, aren't they, when you think about it? Because I'm not actually sure how it works, because if they're collecting pollen, that's obviously a food source for them. So is the honey just the byproduct of what they haven't consumed, or is it what they're excreting? What is it?
It is they're collecting the pollen, which is critical for the survival of the hive, because the queen needs the pollen so that she can breed. And the honey then is a byproduct of the collection and excretion, I suppose. It's actually, if you could bring it out and most people wouldn't want to know, but it's actually, so it's a bit like a bee vomit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good marketing ploy.
No, it's not something that we generally put out there. So,